Okay, so I've tried to make this video now 3 times. Um, and I guess I just don't know how to say it. The girl that I genuinely wanted to be with for the rest of my life, that I genuinely love, I feel like I will always love. I feel like I'm trapped in some fucked up movie or fucked up dream where I have never had a situation in my life happen where during the situation it just dawned on me that maybe I'm dreaming, like genuinely, because to me the situation happened out of nowhere. To me that everything was fine. I was in love. I was getting ready to, I don't know, in my head I plan a bunch of shit, right? So like I just try to contemplate and think out like months in advance. So like I'm always just trying to think of solutions to the problems I have in my life. And there was a lot of problems I had in my life, and mostly financially. Um, Financial issues, issues with me needing to learn how to uh, just manage things better, mean like just all this shit, right? So I've been working on all this shit. And as I'm working on all this, um, I just feel like I forgot to explain. And something I talked to my friend Nature about, and he said, sounds like you guys had great communication, but it just sounds like you guys, didn't communicate about the little things, and the little things matter. And I was like, and that stuck to me because it made me think, okay, this girl was my best friend. Literally my best friend. I've never been able to have a conversation with another human being like I have with her. That I speak, she speaks. I speak, she speaks. And she can tell me, she's told me multiple ideas that are just her own ideas that are fucking awesome. And like, she is genuinely the most amazing woman I have ever met. And the most amazing woman I will probably ever meet. Um, it's just shitty the way things turned out because like I don't still don't know what went wrong besides um I feel like I fucked up because I'm too me, right? So what I mean by that is on camera in real life, if I make a video and I'm like, hey, humans are lazy and people gotta get up and do something with their life, and if you do this, you can achieve, what you've always wanted, yada yada yada, all that typical shit, right? Um, I forgot that sometimes I need to shut up and shut down, and I don't know. It was this weird thing where I have mixed ideas and mixed signals because, like, I'll explain a little bit, but I can't explain all of it because it's not all of my story to tell. Like, if one day me and her get back together and we want to go on camera and tell the story, then we'll do that. But that's the shit that makes me mad. Is we had ideas and plans to make a YouTube channel, ideas and plans to explain why we have such a connected relationship and why other people don't. And it's just this shitty thing that um, I think she's going through just growth, realizing just things about life. And it's this thing when everyone's journey is different. So especially when everyone's on a psychedelic journey, um, everyone's psychedelic journey is different, and their psychedelic journey will lead them in different ways, and sometimes in split ways. And that's kind of what I feel like is happening. So I had to let it go, which is she left randomly. There was a little argument, um, because I felt like uh, one of her children, which in my head, and me and her have talked about it, that they were my stepchildren, and even though we're not married and yada yada, because we've been together for 2 years, but for her to just immediately switch up like this and immediately just I don't know. just up and leave without warning me, without telling me, without trying to work it out first, without trying, just without trying. And she said basically that she just can't anymore. And I don't understand what that means. That when somebody says they just can't anymore, what does that mean? That they give up? And is it because and this is what all I really wanted was some closure. But then I realized you don't get what you want, you get what is. So what is she left. She said she was coming back. um we were in like a little argument. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just, I just didn't think the children should have the tablet at 8:30 at night. And it wasn't a big deal to me. I don't really give a shit, right? So like if she said no, I want her to have the tablet, I would have been like, okay, it's fine. um I think that her past trauma affects her today, just like my past trauma affects me today. I don't have much past trauma. The only past trauma I have is that my grandmother died when I was 3, and that was the closest person I was, closest to, up until that point. And even though you barely remember that shit, from that age on, I've been obsessed with, in a sense, death. I've been obsessed with. Uh, at a young age, I thought I was gonna die early, so I had a child when I was 17. I've always wanted a kid. When I was 13, I told my mom I wanted to be a dad. That was because in my head, I was traumatized from seeing death as a child, realizing, wow, everyone dies, and I'm gonna die, and thinking I'm gonna die young, and it traumatized me. And it was just one little thing. So I can only imagine when somebody has real trauma, like real actual traumatizing trauma, that it's harder to get rid of than just me. Because even still to this day, I mean, why did I even do psychedelics? Why did I even whatever? It was all this weird reaction of my trauma. But I do think that our traumas have something to do with our destiny. But like the purpose of our life, it's this weird thing that if we can get over our traumas, then we can teach other people how to get over similar traumas. And but I think it's just, I just wish that I set up more boundaries in the relationship. And what I mean by boundaries is that I wish I explained to her that I am me and you don't ever have to be like me. That I don't ever want you to be like me. I want you to be whatever you want to be. If you want to uh, learn about shamanism, we can learn about shamanism. If you don't want to learn about shamanism, then it doesn't matter. Do whatever you want to do, because I loved her for her. Even if she was just, because when, she first started, I don't know, living with me, there was this time where she was like dating, basically seeing other men. There was this other guy that she was possibly seeing, and it was that like I knew about these things. I knew that she was like going to see this, and I wanted to be with her so bad that I did whatever it took to get her attention, to let her know that I am so serious, that I really, really, really like you, and I really want to be with you. And people would say the relationship was somewhat toxic. I wouldn't say the relationship was toxic. I would say that I don't believe in toxic. I think toxic is a uh, idea that exists in the world today, just like the idea of hookup culture. And those two ideas are why relationships fail. Is because people, you know, they already have the intention to give up when they go in. It's that I don't think that toxic is real. I think people are just traumatized. I think people have trauma that they need to, figure out a way to get over, and it's not their fault. So it's not toxic. I think that's such a negative way to look at it when it's really just, I don't know. We're all fucked up. All of us. We all got shit we're dealing with. Um, I don't believe in crazy. I don't think there's a such thing. I don't think that, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do because I'm so shattered because I'm like, I wanted to have her be like, hey, can we work on this together? And I would have been like, yeah, whatever she needs, I would have helped her with. I would have walked her with it. I would have fucking, if she needed to go to therapy, I would have went with her, waited in the waiting room. I would have like, I don't know. It's just whatever. And the world has this fucked up point of view of therapy that a lot of people don't want to go to therapy. But like, I was in therapy from 5 years old until I was like 12, and it generally helped me. I generally think it did. Um, but I don't think she needs therapy. I don't think I need therapy. I don't think we're toxic. I think it was the realest love that has ever fucking existed on this planet. Like, and I don't know how to explain that other than we were so transparent with each other. So connected that it was the I will never have a relationship like that ever again. And I now understand the term better of loved and lost than never have loved at all. And it's like I now get it that it was just like life is a experience. Just like psychedelics are an experience. Just like going to a concert is an experience, or going to a festival is an experience. Falling in love is an experience. It's that the reason why, like now I understand. So there was times when me and her would trip, right? And we would trip together. And there was times where we would just sit here and look at each other in the eyes and we'd be bawling, crying, right? Saying how much we love each other and just that I don't know, it's just this thing. And it's like this thing that we knew, like we knew. Um I can't explain it. It's just something that me and her know from that moment. But like I don't know. The reason why I feel like people cry at moments like that, cry when there's like how many people cry when they get married? How many people cry uh I think the reason why we cry is cuz in a sense our soul knows that it's never going to last. Nothing. That it's an experience that's meant to be enjoyed while it's happening. And I'm so glad that me and her got to spend so much time together that I don't know. And this fucked up thing in me is like I just hope that she's okay. I hope honestly I hope she comes back. I hope she like messages me one day and says um she wants to work things out or something. Cuz I'm definitely not ever I don't think I'm going to focus on women for a long time. Um because I would feel like shit because I don't know a woman that can keep up with her, that can be her. Like, I've tried to think what went wrong. Now I understand why people cry on a camera, like I always used to think, what the fuck? It's because there's no one else here. Nobody. And I don't care if I'm alone. Like, I don't really give a shit about being alone. What I care about is it reminds me of a death happening. It reminds me of the time that the doctor said those lumps in your lymph node system could possibly be lymph node cancer. It reminds me of those moments that I've had in my life that have shattered me, that like have made my heart just drop, that like where everything is fine and you had no idea, and then you get the call that your mom just died, or that everything is fine and you have no idea. You go to the doctor just, to get a checkup, whatever, and he tells you you have stage 4 cancer and you only have a month to live. That's what the fuck this feels like. So, the only thing I can do is just focus on me. It's the thing that I was trying not to do, because I just wanted to focus on her. Like, I didn't want to just build for me. I wanted to build for the family. It's that there are 2 kids that I love that were just ripped out of my life. And that doesn't matter because I'm not their biological father. So there's nothing I can do about it. Just shattered. Doesn't matter. And I don't know. I feel like a fool, because just the day before this happened, I wrote a status on Facebook talking about how the man I am today has a lot to do with her. And it truly does. Like, I will succeed at what I'm doing because of her, even though I'm not with her anymore. It's that she helped push me as a man. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't even be able to be here by myself. This is the first time I've been alone by myself in an apartment since just ever. I don't know. I'm 27 years old, and I moved out of my mom's house at 17, but I had my daughter when I was 17. So then I moved with, the mother of my daughter into an apartment, and then left her. I got with this other chick, and then I don't know. And then I got with the girl I was just with, and now I'm alone. And I realize I've always had a girl, and it's this weird thing where, because I've always had a girl, I don't want to sleep. It's almost 6 in the morning. I have a job interview at 1 today, and I don't want to sleep because I haven't slept alone since, I don't know, since I was 15. But then I did sleep alone last time she left me. But then she came back. And this is the problem. This is why I'm shattered and why I had to let it go. Is I can't allow her back in my life. If she wants to come back, I have to know that she's not going to randomly leave. If you leave, you have to explain to me what the problems are as they happen, so then they don't build up, so then you don't just run. I don't know.